when it comes to philosophy, it must involve two main aspects. One is logic and debate. Unless there is a debate, there is no advancement of philosophy or any thinking or any critical thinking. There should be logic behind the debate. Whereas wisdom tradition usually equates to received wisdom or accepted wisdom, that you should not question it. Calling Indian knowledge as wisdom tradition is reducing all reason and logic in it to something that is orthodox and therefore unworthy of serious consideration. So we have to be watchful when people say wisdom traditions. We got to be careful with what they actually mean by that. Or do they mean by it is simply reductionistic in the sense that it is a received or accepted wisdom, and therefore there is no scope for improvement, or is there logic and debate involved in it? Now, let us see what are the common areas of philosophy, and does Indian philosophy have anything to do with it? Do we see comparable areas in Indian darshanas? Darshana means that drishyate iti darshana, the vision of the learned people, or is called darshana. It is roughly equated to philosophy. For our purpose today, we will call darshanas as philosophies. So the common areas of philosophy that we see are epistemology. It deals with the theory of knowledge. Questions such as how we know what we know, what are the sources of knowledge come under this area. What are the sources of knowledge? Direct perception, inference, comparison, expert review, expert opinion. These are all the sources of knowledge for any philosophy. In Indian darshanas, they are pratyaksha, anumana, upamana, ardhapatti, anupalabdhi, shabda pramana, or apta pramana. These are the types of pramanas. So this is epistemology. This is abundantly available in Indian philosophies, not just the Western or Eurocentric philosophies. Next comes metaphysics. Metaphysics deals with relationship between humans and nature and the higher governing power, if there is one. Again, Indian philosophies gave space for atheists and also theists, right? So atheists are charvakas, and then you have theists, well, who believe or who proposed or hypothesize that there is a higher governing power. And of course, I'm not going to go into greater detail in it, which has been dealt with by Vedantins. But there is, what I meant to say is metaphysics is greatly dealt in Indian philosophies. And now comes ethics. Ethics, of course, we know that there is so much ethics in Indian philosophies. Itihasas talk about ethics. Puranas talk about ethics. Shastras, Dharma Shastras talk about ethics. So ethics deals with the question of good and evil, right or wrong, the moral code, the law, the moral code that has instructions regarding, free will. Is there a free will or not? Who is the agency that has a free will? All these things are greatly dealt in with within ethics. So that is extensively covered in Indian philosophies. And now comes ontology. Ontology are the questions relating to existence itself, such as what is reality? Is it a matrix that we live in? Is this real or is it a dream? These things are dealt in greater detail in our Vedanta, Sankhya, and so on. So we have abundant knowledge in our own darshanas. And then logic. We crudely equate Nyaya and Vaisheshika together as Tarka, as logic. But Nyaya Vaisheshika, which includes Navya Nyaya or Tarka, has a lot more than logic. For example, there is an art of debate in Nyaya that they talk about. In fact, the Nyaya, this art of debate, which is Vada, also another name for is Katha, which is debating. It has been extensively studied by Nyaya philosophers and other schools of Indian philosophies. And in fact, Charaka mentions in his Charaka Samhita in greater detail about how to conduct a debate. Why is Charaka talking about debate? Because that's important to advance the understanding of medical knowledge. Debating is quintessential, is crucial to advance our sciences. And it seems that by the time of Charaka himself, there was this great art of debate going on between medical philosophies and medical scientists of the antiquity. So we see these all areas of these Eurocentric or Western philosophies very much dealt with in Indian Darshana. So there should not be any reason why Indian philosophies are not part of mainstream philosophies. And we will get to why it has been omitted and who did it.